Hey guys, before I begin this video, I just wanted to inform you of something. For this prediction, unfortunately, the editing will be left to an absolute minimum. I informed you guys recently in my Death Battle Mikaza vs. Blake prediction that I have recently finished up with my current semester of college. I however failed to mention that I am currently taking a summer class, and while the class thankfully is only a month long, it is currently taking a lot of my time. The teacher has us doing roughly 3 times the amount of work as per normal, and the class requires a lot of my attention and effort. So YouTube videos recently have been harder to make. The Ant-Man vs. the Atom video in particular took up more time than I thought and ultimately cost me a lot of time I could have put towards this video. However, the ultimate nail in the coffin was my power went out, and it went out for 6 hours. I had no access to any of my equipment, nothing was working, so I just kind of had to sit there and bear it. This prediction was actually worked on all night the night it's uploaded, so I am quite literally recording this with 0 sleep and I am very tired. I'm doing my best to get the prediction out, and I'm sorry for the quality of it. It's either you get a prediction where it's a thumbnail and I talk for however long the prediction is, or you don't get a prediction at all. So that's unfortunately what we're going to have to do. Hopefully, for my next prediction, everything should be back to normal, and we should be able to get a nice quality edited prediction. Who knows? Depending on the episode, I might even collab with another one of my friends, Mario, Dip, Dark Shark, maybe even some new people. Who knows? We'll see. Depends on what the episode is. But overall, I'm sorry for the quality, but with my power out, I couldn't look up any images or clips to use for the video, so while I'm working on this, I'm having to do the bare minimum with the thumbnail I've already made, so I do hope you understand. Regardless, without further ado, let's get into this. What's up YouTube, Tenton here, and today we will be discussing the next Time on Death battle between Steven Universe and Star Butterfly from their series of the same name. This match is certainly iconic and a long-time request, so it fits rather well with the theme of the season. I personally have never watched Star vs. the Forces of Evil, but Steven Universe is a show I've seen and I have opinions on, but we'll get to that later. I like the concept of the match, 2 colorful protagonists from progressive cartoons that are generally very positive. Since I'm more familiar with Steven, I'll discuss him first. Steven is a biological human/gem hybrid, so he has superhuman strength, speed, and durability. To what extent is a bit harder to tell, but from what feats I've found, Steven physically can lift a giant anvil and was able to beat Jasper in a fight. Jasper matched Garnet in a fight, and Garnet can casually throw cars like they're nothing. Steven, being a diamond, could likely replicate the level of strength they have shown. He punched Jasper across the whole forest in their fight and was fast enough to move at speeds that made the gems look slow. They were moving in slow motion while Steven could move freely. Garnet can use her future vision to predict and react to lightning strikes, and Steven in the past has reacted to light lasers. Defense-wise, Steven should scale to the other gems, and Steven can generate his shield to add to his defense. Steven's abilities are surprisingly vast, despite him having very few actual fights. Steven can produce a protective bubble to block incoming attacks. Steven can use his shield as a projectile. He can adjust the shield's size at will to adjust it to be the appropriate size for any situation. He can generate multiple shields at a time, and he can even use his shields as a makeshift skateboard. He can generate a smaller version of his bubbles to form bubble boxing gloves. Steven can float. His spit has healing properties. Steven can create sentient plant life that will fight on his behalf. He can swap minds with someone he has a bond with, and he can revive the dead with his tears. He can also enter another person's dreams. He can broadcast his inner thoughts onto electronics. He can shapeshift his body to grow longer limbs or to increase his muscle mass. Steven can also enter a pink mode that drastically increases his strength, speed, and durability, along with all of his other abilities. In this state, he can shatter the floor of a metal building just by screaming. In this form, he can fly, generate pink hexagon-like constructs that can be adjusted to fit whatever Steven needs. He can make simple shields, a giant dome, or even spike-covered projectiles. He can also create sentient plant life at a much faster rate. Lastly, there is his corrupt state. Steven can only enter this state when he thinks of himself as a monster. Corrupt Steven is a wild, uncontrollable beast. In this state, his roar could stagger the other 3 diamonds all at once, and he one-shot Alexandrite, the fusion of all 3 crystal gems. Steven, over the course of the series, has about 4 years of active combat experience, but he mostly played a defensive role in those fights and has very little solo combat experience. And via the rules of Death Battle, he will not be allowed to fuse. With Steven out of the way, let's get to Star. Star can physically destroy a stone pillar with a single kick, and she has survived hits from monsters that could replicate that level of power. She was able to catch a giant robot sword, and Star has about town level strength from what I've seen. She can react to light lasers and lightning from my knowledge, so she should be even with Steven in that regard. Star can tank castle-busting attacks, and she should be at the low range of mountain level. Star's real shining ability in this fight, though, is her magic and her fighting style. Star has been adventuring since she was a toddler. From a young age, she was taught how to break a person's neck with her bare hands, and how to decapitate a person with a single sword slash. She's also a genius when it comes to fighting and strategy. Her unorthodox fighting style also makes her rather unpredictable. She is great at using the environment to her advantage, and she has shown a tendency to read her opponent's movements and counter appropriately. Star with her magic can create magic gauntlets and a giant rainbow avatar for her to control. She can cast healing spells. She can also use the Narwhal Blast attack, which lets her summon a pod of magic narwhals to fight for her. The spell also has a mega version, which lets her summon even larger narwhals. The narwhals, when summoned, will impale enemies with their horns or crush them with their sheer body weight. Her Rainbow Fist Punch lets her shoot out rainbow blasts that deal a powerful blunt force impact upon hitting. She also knows the spell Dagger Crystal Heart Attack, which lets her shoot out a flurry of sharp crystal-like projectiles. She knows Turbo Nuclear Rainbow Butterfly Blast, a giant nuclear-style explosion of magic that affects roughly a 20-meter radius. She also knows the Butterfly Rocket Blast, basically a Dragon Ball Dash-like move that propels her forward at a rapid speed, kind of like a rocket jump. She has a few other notable blast-like spells. She can generate magic barriers. She can have her wand act as a magic grenade launcher and fire grenade-like blasts. She can create illusions, open portals to other dimensions. She has telekinesis. She can manipulate gravity. She can fire a heavily focused magic blast that can destroy a barrier that no other spell could destroy. The wand can act as a mini mace and can also transform into a morning star. She knows some hand-to-hand combat and doesn't need her wand to fight, even though she generally prefers it. She also has 2 super forms. There is her Moo Birdie state, which lets her grow 2 more sets of arms, extend those arms to great lengths. She can also produce a sticky slime-like material, and she can fly. Her other super form, Butterfly Star, lets her grow wings to fly and increases her magic's raw power. She also gains 6 arms like her other form. Star can also stop time, and her magic wand is capable of destroying the universe. The thing straight up has instructions for how to fix a universe it accidentally destroyed. Multiple characters have destroyed universes with the wand. Star has not used the wand at that level as of yet, but she once froze time across the whole universe. She once fused the entire universe with her boyfriend's consciousness and likeness. She could restart magic across the whole universe, and at the end of the series, Star genocided all magical life forms in existence. Star's wand, despite all of its power, does have some flaws. The wand has a limited battery, and Star does have a tendency to be a bit of a scatterbrain. Her goofy nature tends to get her into trouble, and she has only used the wand for about 1 year. She is also only around 15 years old and has less notable combat experience when compared to Steven. With everything on the table, let's discuss. Steven and Star are about even when it comes to their sheer number of abilities they possess, but Star's abilities feel much more impactful. Steven has no counter to time-stopping or universe-level attacks. Steven, if scaled to the diamonds, might be planet-level, but Star is consistently universal. So in terms of raw damage-dealing potential, Star wins out. You could argue Steven might be physically stronger, but Star is even with him in terms of speed, and if scaled to her wand's power, she straight up stat stomps Steven. Steven might be older and have more fighting experience, but Star has more solo fighting experience and has been adventuring for longer. Star's super forms are also easier to access and don't require her to give up all control to use. Steven's powers are also more built around defense, and he has less offensive options when compared to Star. Overall, Star just has more to work with, and if they give her wand the universe-destroying level of power it's known for, then it's a wrap. Star's stats are already around Steven's level, and she upscales to other characters and her own power. For this episode, I'm rooting for Star Butterfly. But what do you guys think? Are you wishing on this Star? Or are you rocking out with Steven? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. This has been Tenton. Peace.